Ah, I think it's worked. It's been a while since technology worked, I think. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to my kitchen. I hope everybody's really well out there. Drop me a line in the comments and say hello. Hi, Kim. How are you? Just so you know, it's really hot and muggy here, but if you look out the front of the house, we're in the middle of a storm. It's black, it's windy, it's horrible. And if you look out the back of the house, it's quite sunny, which is really bizarre. So fingers crossed, I'm hoping that the internet holds out for the moment. If I disappear, it's most probably because of that. But fingers crossed. Wherever you are and everything, it's been, I think since the end of June, since I last saw you. I hope everybody's really well and you're all still really safe and enjoying things. If you've had lockdown lifted and you're allowed out and bits and pieces, we've been out and about. We visited the beach last weekend, which was really bizarre, and we've been to the pub as well. But I feel quite happy here. Kim has bought some vodka. I have a large bottle of vodka as well. So we're going to talk about that one. And hi, Linda. Hi as well. Thanks everyone for joining. So this evening, before I get back into the swing of the kitchen lives I think we're starting at the beginning of September. I'll tell you more about that at the end. I just thought I would do a quick Wednesday evening special, mainly because my mother managed to get from someone, or was gifted, a set of these little glass 100ml bottles. Also, somebody said to me, there's a really good deal on vanilla at the moment. Vanilla pods are really expensive, and with COVID and the pandemic, and actually also people taking, so demand has gone up for them, but obviously transport's been difficult, so they're quite expensive at the moment, but I got a really good deal. So I have my set of vanilla pods. And also, Kim's bought a bottle of vodka. We had a bottle sat in the cupboard that we don't really drink vodka, so I thought I'm going to use it. We're going to use it for some vanilla extract because I'm rapidly running out of my vanilla bean paste as well. And also, if you're a homemaker for anything like Christmas, yes, I said the C word. Anything like home, you're making gifts for Christmas, or you're making gifts for anything later in the year, for friends or families, or for baker friends, or you're doing a lot of baking sort of towards the festive season, the holidays. Now is the time to make your vanilla extract because it needs a little while to mature. So we're going to be putting that all together, and it is the simplest recipe in the book. The hardest thing is just waiting for it to mature and not trying to use it. So that's where we're at. So it's just it's going to be a nice quick sort of catch up really on a Wednesday evening, whilst we hope the storm doesn't take the internet out. But I'll just start sort of really with a few things about our vanilla really. So if you've read any of my recipes or you've watched the kitchen live before, you'll see that I tend to use this quite a lot, which is the Dr. Oetker Madagascar vanilla bean paste. I'll also use the Nielsen Massey one as well, and there's the Taylor and Coleridge one, things like that. I prefer this because it's got it's thick and it's got a texture, and I like having the flecks of vanilla bean through whatever I'm making, so whether it's a frosting or an ice cream or something like that. But it is more expensive, you do tend to go through more of it because I just give it a squeeze. So yeah, vanilla extract is the same. So I get asked a lot with, do you use vanilla bean paste, but I want to use an essence, or can I use an extract? Or there's another one I've seen they do a vanilla dust, I think now. You can yeah. So the few things is, so vanilla essence is, you'll find in most supermarkets here in the UK. You'll probably also find it all over the globe, and it's usually the cheapest vanilla that you're going to get. And it's, if you smell it, it's a really, like, not a very strong vanilla smell. You'll need to get a good whiff of it to get that vanilla, and it's because it's synthetic. It's not usually, it's a flavouring rather than actual vanilla extract. So when you're using that in your baking, by all means, you can use it if you want. It's great if you're working on a budget or with kids and you don't want them to tuck your vanilla extract or bean paste in there. But you'll probably need a lot more quantity-wise to get that really deep, aromatic vanilla flavour through. It does the job, if that's what you need. Vanilla extract, which is what we're going to make, takes that, and actually it's the flavouring and all the sort of natural vanilla out of the vanilla pod, so obviously extracted, and it's a really, you'll notice in comparison to the essence, it's a really deep, dark, rich colour, where the essence is usually sort of quite pale. You might find it and it looks a little bit yellow. It's normally because it's had a little bit of a caramel colour added to it, so you can, it's sort of recognisable as a vanilla substitute. But the extract you'll find is quite dark. I don't have any left, and sort of COVID things, and also we're still online shopping, and there's a lot of things I still can't get hold of, including plain flour. But you'll see if you're using vanilla extract, it's a really deep, dark flavour, colour. Vanilla bean paste itself then is actually a more thicker, stronger, concentrate version of that, and it's usually got a lot more seeds in it. It's sort of like, you've ever seen glitter glue? It's like that in a way, in that you can see all the little flecks of the vanilla in there, and it's usually got added sugar in it and a thickener in there. So it's all quite, let me see if I can take this off. No, you probably won't be able to see it on here, but, and you can see it's sort of like a little clear gel, and then you can actually see the vanilla pod things in there as well. And next, you'll normally find there's a lot more in there. So when we can use this in place of extract, when we say use a teaspoon of vanilla extract, you'd use the same of this. I tend to use this, like I say, if I want to get that nice flecky colour through things. There's a very big rumble going on here. But you get it, the nice fleck thing through. So if you're using vanilla pod, if you're not using a vanilla pod for fresh custard, but you want to add some vanilla and you pop this in, you'll get that really nice speckledy colour through it. And if you're making ice cream or buttercream or frosting or anything like that. So this is a thicker version, like I said, it's got a little bit of sugar in it and a thickening agent in that one. And then the last one is a vanilla paste, and then you might see it, I've seen it in places like Waitrose, and I think in Tesco's. It comes in a little pot with a shaker on the top, and it's like using a dust. You can use it in place of the extract or the paste or the essence if you want, but you're going to, it's quite expensive and you're going to use a lot more of it. So that's best for if you're just dusting things over the top. So for example, if you've made a custard tart or a tart and you just want the fleck over the top, you could just give it a little sprinkle over the top and have that really nice vanilla-y pretty flecked decoration there, and you get the smell as well as you eat it. So the dusks are more probably for decoration rather than adding into your bakes, really. But it doesn't say you can't use them. It's just as a cost sort of benefit side of things. You want the, you know, vanilla extract, if you're looking for a pure vanilla flavour, is the most cost-effective way of doing it. And they range in price so much. You can get the Dr. Urkel ones for maybe £3 or something, all the way up to there's some amazing sourced, like responsibly sourced vanilla pods where they give back. So there's the little pod company who make extract and the paste, and they will give back to the communities. It's because vanilla is so labour intensive. So one of these little beans will take a while to grow, and then to get to this stage ready for us to use it takes about 6 to 9 months in gorgeous sunny climes. So you will find that most come from, that you will see, and you'll see also written on the pad, most of them are from Madagascar or Indonesia. That's where we mainly come from. You'll also find that they come from Mexico, which is considered actually the home of the vanilla pod. And this one in here, it's a Totongnac vanilla bean, and this is, I'm probably saying that's wrong, it's somewhere in Mexico, so please correct me. And this is a Mexican bean in here. So they come all over, but because they have to dry and be ready, and it takes so long, that's why they're really expensive. And they are one of the most expensive herbs, well, spices in the world after saffron. So that's why you might see them, you can find vanilla pods in the tubes in the supermarket, and you think, oh, crikey, that's like £6-7 for just one. It's all of that stuff that's going into them. These were on offer from a responsibly sourced place, and I'll pop the links below as well if you want to do it. So I've got 20 beans in here, and these were about 20, I think they were 22 delivered, so they are quite expensive, but it's going to make me a litre of vanilla extract. And when you look at vanilla extract in the supermarket, a little jar, which is probably about 50-60 ml, is £5. So cost-effective wise, it's an expensive outlay, but if you're using a lot, or you're using kids or things like that, it is a great way to do it. You don't have to make it in the batch size that I'm doing. You can make it in smaller batches if you've got maybe a couple of vanilla beans, you know, you've picked them up or they've been on offer, and that's what we're going to do. They also come in different grades. These are grade B, and you can also get grade A vanilla beans, pod beans, and they'll both do the same. Vanilla pod grade B they're not as big and as plump as the grade A ones, which if you're using as just for the pure beans instead of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, or you're adding into a custard or things like that, you would normally use them. These are still nice and plump and juicy and full of beans. They're just they're sort of not the first ones, they're the second ones. So like that. Had a storm warning, but it's fine. It looks like it's going over. So yes, these are grade B. They're not as plump and as juicy as grade A, but they are perfectly fine for what we're doing, as are the ones in the supermarket. So if you've got them from elsewhere, you can use whatever. So I'm going to pop these open. She hopes they will come vacuum sealed. They smell amazing. I've just taken one out. Oh, I absolutely love the smell of these. They are great. But what you'll see is they might feel a little bit sticky and they're quite bendy. They're not going to snap or anything. They're quite flexible. And that's how you want them. They're nice and fresh. So these are going to give us loads of vanilla loveliness and goodness when we pop them into our vodka. I wanted to show you this one because I actually hadn't realised I got it. It was sat at the back of the cupboard and it must have been there for a while, a good year or so. This dude is not flexible. He's not bendy. I'm not going to bend him at the moment because he'll snap. He still smells vanilla-y, but not as strong as those fresh ones. But this dude here is not going to be right for my extract because what I want to be able to do is split down the middle of the bean and then pop it into the vodka. So this guy, as soon as I do that, he's just going to break it up as his husk is just nice and is all dry on the side. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add in a jar of sugar, and I will just show you. So he will bend, but he's also just snaps as well. But he does still smell. So if you have a recipe where it calls for a vanilla bean, but you're only scraping the seeds out, keep the husk, a jar of sugar or your jar of sugar. This is caster sugar. And pop your vanilla pod husk in there, or any old ones in there, and just leave it to infuse. And this is sort of going to give you your own vanilla sugar. I've already got one in this one, and it will just keep going, and I will just keep topping this up. Once I run out of sugar, I'll add a little bit more. I'll just top it up for a while. And the pods there, I mean, they have started to dry out, but they'll give me sort of a nice vanilla sugar for about a year or so, and just keep topping up. And I'll tend to use this more for the sprinkling on top of things, or if I'm making a coffee or something like that, rather than using it purely for baking. I'm just going to use it as an accompaniment or a little bit. And you can do similar like this if you've ever seen a call for cinnamon sugar as well. You do the same just with a cinnamon sticks, pop it in a jar and seal it up and let it go, and it will give out its loveliness. So this is vanilla sugar with my old vanilla pods. Like I say, if you've used the vanilla pod and you have to scrape the seed out, you can just pop your vanilla husk in there and it will give you lots of nice vanilla sugar for a while. So then, actually we're going to make our vanilla bean paste, vanilla bean paste, our vanilla extract now. And that's, we're using, I'm doing an alcohol version. You can make an alcohol-free version, which I'll talk about after we've done this one. But I said this is the simplest recipe. It is. We need our vanilla beans, a bottle of vodka. Now, you can use the cheaper stuff if you want. That's not a problem. I tend to sort of go for the home brand, but not the value version, just because it's got a little bit more of an alcohol content, which is going to pull out the vanilla flavouring and everything there. And I think you don't need to go with the really expensive one either. This is just a Tesco one, to be quite honest. You'll need something to pop this into. So, like I said, I've got my little 100 millilitre bottles. We're going to make one of these up for the moment. You could also use a jam jar. You should have something that will seal and you can give it a good shake. That's coffee brand with mermaid, the green one. does like cold coffee in glass jars in the chiller section. I've lost the lid for this, but I think these are about 150 ml, so they're perfect as well. They're perfect size for making this in. But yeah, so you can make it in anything, as long as you can put a top on and give it a good shake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make one in a small bottle, and then I'm going to put the rest in this, and then I'm just going to leave this in the cupboard, and I will then just decant from this when I need some more extract. And actually, a bit like the sugar, where you can keep topping it up, you can keep topping this up as well for about 12 months until it's time to change the vanilla pods over. So what we'll first do is we'll pop it into one of these little bottles, because I want one that's going to be ready for me to use in first. And when you make this, you need to leave it for about 6 to 8 weeks to let everything do its thing, and to start getting that really deep dark colour. The longer you leave it, obviously, the better it's going to be. It's going to mature. So if you make a couple of batches, stick some to the back of the cupboard, give them a shake every couple of weeks, and then just keep forgetting about them until you go and grab something out of there, give them a shake for about 12 months. I know that sounds a long time, but about 12 months time, you're going to get a really deep, dark, rich vanilla extract. We're also using vodka when you're baking. If you're worried about alcohol content, when you're baking, that will evaporate off. That's not a problem. Like I said, I will, once we've done this, I will just let you know about an alcohol-free recipe as well. But you want a clear and almost sort of as less flavoured alcohol as possible. So like a gin or something with the juniper in there is a bit too fragrant. So vodka really works the best. You might see recipes that call for a dash of bourbon or something like that, which is going to sort of just add a little bit of extra flavour. We don't want anything that's going to compete with the vanilla. Although when you smell these, it's really quite strong. We don't want anything that's going to overpower them. So, first off, in my little 100 millilitre bottle, these have been sterilised. You can do that with the dishwasher. Just put them on a hot dishwasher with nothing else in there and let them steam through. So you can sterilise them. If you're doing with a jam jar, I've got a link on the lemon curd post about sterilising your jars, and I think I'll link down to my lovely blogger friend Camilla for Fab Food for All, who does a lot of preserving and canning and jarring for her jams. She's got a great sort of instructions on how to get your jam jars perfect for putting anything in. Sorry, we are going to add alcohol to it. So in our little jar, it's easiest to use a funnel. We're going to take this up. We're going to put 2 vanilla pods in there here to 100 ml. I'm going to take it up to just below this shoulder here. And when I measured this out earlier, it was about 80 millilitres of I did it with water first, 80 millilitres of water, so we're going to need about 80 millilitres of vodka. We need to leave some room for our vanilla beans and also for when we shake it up. So pop a funnel in the top, and with our vodka, it's gone dark here, so I'm hoping we're still okay. And there we go. And whoop, apologies for a minute. Please can you rescue the installation board from outside and the wood just stick in utility. About to have a rainstorm and we've got some stuff outside. I will be 1 minute. Sorry. Right. Sorry about that. We are doing a lot of work to the house, and Ian is out on his bike this evening in a storm, and there's lots of stuff outside. But anyway, we're rescued. Just quickly rinse my hands. So, going back to this, in here we have about 80 millilitres of vodka. And I'm going to add 2 beans into here. So, just going to pick 2 up. And if you're just using these for in baking, or you're just getting the seeds out of the custard, you would split down here with a sharp knife and then scrape the beans out. We want the vodka to be able to get at the beans, so we're just going to gently and carefully, with a sharp knife, just run it down there to split it open on both of them. So, this is left-handed Louise. There's one. You don't want to press and go all the way through, it's just ever so gentle. You might get a few, well, you probably won't see it, but a few little beans there on the knife blade. But I've run this down, and it's, it's split, you probably can't see it, but that's split enough for me to get that smell of the vanilla. It's going to be a bit too big, so it's fine to chop these in half. There we go. And these are fresh, so they're going in. In goes 1 and 2. I'm just going to top that up lastly with a splash more vodka. There we are. So it's full. And my vanilla beans are immersed. The reason they need to be immersed is if they're not, it's going to get they can go a little bit rancid. So we want to be able to, we want our vodka to be, or our vanilla beans to be submerged under our vodka. So we just give it a shake. You might see a few flecks of the beans come out there, but that's it. That's now going to sit in the cupboard. It needs to go in a dark room temperature cupboard for 6 to 8 weeks. Every couple of days to start with, I'm going to give it a shake. And then as we get closer in, I'll maybe shake it once or twice a week, or once a week on a Friday, or weekend whenever I'm popping in. But that's just going to live in the cupboard for now on. And that's literally all it is. Strange, like I said, it was simple vodka and vanilla beans. So that's about 80 ml. We topped it up, so probably about 90 ml, maybe 100 with 2 vanilla pods in there. So that's going to sit there. For the rest of my vodka, I've got about, so that was 750, I know, because I checked. So we've got about 650 left here. If I was making a full 750, I'd be putting about 18 to 20 vanilla pods in here. To finish this off, I'm going to put, it means I've got about 18 left, so I'll probably put about 15 of these in. I'm going to find some bottles now. Read the cupboard, Kim, and it means you can, like I said, you can use jam jars as well. So if you've got anything that you can just pop the lid on and give it a good shake, will work. Bottles are just easier because you can pour it out and things like that. Mum gave me these. I think somebody gave them to her, but they're they were just little oil, had labels on with different names of oils on, so just a set, but they're perfect. But I'm going to make other extracts as well, so I'll make them up, because you can make a lemon extract just in a similar way. If you zest a lemon into strips, but obviously make sure you're not getting the white pith, but if you zest the lemon to take that top in, you can pop the lemon zest in as well, and again use the vodka. You can also do the same with orange as well, and you can do it with fresh mint. I'm not 100% sure that that's going to work for me, but I know you can do it. I have seen people do that with the mint as well. Because the mint extracts I use tend to be more the oil rather than the plant, the greenery actually sort of immersed in the vodka. But this is, the thing is, if you've got a small bottle and you're not going to drink the rest of it, or you've got a big bottle and you're not going to drink it, I'm just going to put mine straight in here. But they really are handy. And like I say, this is going to be about 6 to 8 weeks, and it'll be ready to use. And then I'm just going to leave this one then soaking for a good length of time. What will happen when I've finished this one and this is maturing, I will decant off some of this when it's full of the beans into one of the smaller bottles, and then fill up this, just top it up with some more vodka and things. And again, like we were saying with the small bottle, we want to make sure those beans are covered, and you can keep doing that so long as if you've got the beans in here that the vodka is always covering the beans. You can keep filling it up and keep reusing it, and the beans are probably for about a year. And then once you take them out, once you're ready to take them out, dry them off and stick them in the sugar, because they've still got some life in them. They'll still give that aromatic, beautiful vanilla scent to your ingredients. It has gone really dark in here, so I hope you can still see me. So that's it. I will be writing up a post as well. This one, how many pods we use for the vodka bottle. This one, so this was a 1 litre bottle of vodka. You probably want about 20 pods in for about a litre. If you've got more, so 20 to 24, it's going to give you a really rich vanilla extract. So for about, if you go on the premise of 100 mils, 2 vanilla pods, and that way is probably the easiest way to do it. So if you're looking at like a 500 milliliter bottle of vodka, that's going to be 10 vanilla pods. I will put lots of lovely links for you afterwards for places for bottles, and also for the sterilisation from Camilla, and also where I've got this set of pods from as well. You can get them anywhere, all over. They are expensive in supermarkets, but they smell so good, and you've made your own vanilla extract. So you have that cost sort of benefit when a small bottle is going to cost you maybe £4 or £5. But they are more expensive at the moment because of the whole pandemic sort of thing. The whole pandemic thing, because they're in communities that necessarily aren't that accessible, and the whole COVID thing, we don't want to be introducing that into those. So you will find most, like I said, most vanilla pods are Indonesian, Madagascan, and then maybe you find them from Mexico as well. So that's it. I will pop everything. I'll pop all my links below for you. I'm going to take a couple of pictures of the vanilla over the next couple of weeks, but I will, as it sort of starts to mature, so you can see it going. But I will put you together a lovely little post and recipe, and all my recommendations in there as well. I've enjoyed it. Half an hour. It has. We've still got internet. No problem, Kim. Thank you. We've still got internet. It has gone more dark. So if you are in the Gloucestershire area, I hope everybody is fine. And if you're up north where all the weather has already hit, I hope everybody's okay. And I hope if wherever you are as well in the world that everything's fine as well, and you're keeping safe and well. We are back for Kitchen Live starting on the 6th, I think, the 6th of September. And scarily, we're going all the way through pretty much to Christmas. I said the T word twice now. Yes, so on the 6th of September, we're going to start. I've got some great bakes and things coming up that I've been practicing and trying out. I hope you're going to like them. I'm going to post the full schedule in the next day or so, but we've got, we're going to be doing some stuff like, first up, we're going to be doing a raspberry chocolate Swiss roll. There's a recipe already for that on the blog, but it's the simplest and quickest and most delicious raspberries and chocolate together. Swiss roll, perfect for end of summer, start of autumn, raspberry season. We're going to be doing some cheesecake brownies. There's another tray bake in there. We're going to be doing a ready for the holiday. We're going to be doing a no-bake Bailey's cheesecake. The mint arrow one has gone down a storm already, so that didn't really last long. We've got Halloween coming up, so we're going to be doing a Halloween pumpkin bundt cake. We're going to be doing that a couple of weeks before Halloween, so if you want to make it for any trick or treat parties, if we're all allowed to meet up, we're going to be doing that. Also going to look at the ginger dead men. My birthday's in the middle of this, so we're going to make and decorate a layer cake with all the buttercream as well, so that's really exciting. I'm going to be looking for flavour recommendations. And then we'll go into the rundown to Christmas. And the big exciting thing I'm going to do about that is we're going to be making a Christmas cake from start to finish, starting at the end of November, the first week of Advent, first weekend before Advent for Sarah Up Sunday. So we're going to take you all the way through, ready to Christmas. Yeah, it's exciting. I really hope that the vanilla extract has given you some ideas of what you can actually make and do at home. If you've got vanilla pods and you see them on your travels out there, they are. Hi, Gina. You're here. We're going to. If you want to give this a go, I'll let you know. I'm going to take some pictures, see how this little thing fares over the next couple of weeks. I will start to see it darken. The light has gone here with this storm that's approaching, but I can already see it's got a slight little yellowy, caramelly tinge to it as it starts dealing with the vanilla pods there and they start extracting. But yes, thank you so much, as always, for joining. It's a pleasure. I hope everybody is safe and well. Look after yourself, look after each other, and I'll be back in 3 weeks. 3 weeks on Sunday we start again. And any questions or anything, drop me a line and I'll drop everything down below once we're over and we've finished. But have a good rest of the week, and I shall see you all very soon. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye bye.